Hey, what's up, guys? So the last video I did, I just got back from Paris and from coaching my son Jack, and he had lost on Shidos that were, I don't think, called for. I don't think he deserved them, and it didn't seem like the better person won the match. Not that he was the better person, but definitely nobody, and too many matches were ended on Shidos where the better judoka didn't win the match, or they didn't prove that they were the better judoka. It was then penalties that were, it was very confusing. People were like, what's going on here? And the crowd was actually shouting and cheering for Shido white, Shido blue. And it just made me feel like this sport has become more of a Shido game than it is actual judo, where you want to see dynamic throws and it's something good for the sport. So to my surprise, I got a text from the IJF presidential office, and they asked me to send that video with an email explaining my thoughts to the IJF, and making this video, which I'll also send because they I don't know, they like the videos better. And I'm going to talk today about more of what I think will, like some of the solutions, what will help the sport get away from just the Shidos and make things look better to the viewer, better, more dynamic, just better for the viewer also. So the first thing I think is to reintroduce the kokas and the yukos. Number one, that we used to have them a long time ago, but number one, if you have kokas and yukos, the ippons and the wazaris will have to be superior and better quality of throws than the yukos and the kokas. So also the kokas and the yukos, they add up on the scoreboard, but you can't finish the match with kokas and yukos. They have to be two wazaris or ippon to finish the match. So the judoka is going to always be striving to get more throws, get more if it's only koka, okay, let me get two kokas, let me more offense, let me really try to throw, and not like today. I feel like they're ahead on the Shido, then I'm going to try to win by Shido. Just keep attacking, and maybe even they don't even have to be very good attacks at all. I just want to stay off. If I stand up there too long and get a grip, he's going to throw me, so I better just keep falling down, Tsutemi Waza or some kind of Sayanagi that I'm not even really rotating, but I know if I do it enough, the other guy's going to get the Shido and I'll win on penalties. That's a really ugly way to win, and that's what it's become. The way it happened in Paris, and lately, it's just building up. It's getting worse, but it was pretty bad. So another thing that the kokas and yukos will be a benefit is that if there's a dynamic throw and the guy picks him up sometimes, and you see the throw he's up in the air, but he doesn't get the landing, he maybe over rotates, that can still be koka or yuko. Like it doesn't have to have the back landing, but there's still force, and so you can still get scores. You can still get a koka or yuko. And because they don't, these kokas and yukos doesn't finish the match before 4 minutes, but after 4 minutes, when the regulation is over, there's a good chance somebody has a koka or yuko or something like that, where it'll eliminate most of the golden score, where the golden score is a lot of times it drags on, where they're looking to give the Shidos because they want to end the match. You know what I mean? So I feel like if you have if you have the kokas and yukos introduced, there will be more. The mindset of the athletes will be to score, not just win on the penalty. So and if it does go to a golden score, then if there's smaller points like kokas and yukos, I think there's a better chance of the winner to win by a throw rather than the penalty. So even in golden score, yep, koka, it's over, golden score, right? So that's number one. I think that will help the sport a lot. Also, I feel like, it's not the players' fault that they want to win the match. So if they feel like the referees are giving these penalties for these bad attacks I'll just keep doing it. It's not the athlete's fault, and it's not even the referee's fault. I feel like the referees are forced to give in the meetings before, and the rules are saying one guy attacks 2 times, the other guy doesn't attack at all, right away, Shido. They want to give these Shidos, which is also the opposite of I think it's backfired, where I think the referees should be more subjective as to why is this guy attacking? Does he not want to stand up and get a grip because he's afraid to get to the other guy, or is he really trying to throw? So they should be more subjective and have their own discretion of, okay, I'm going to give this penalty because I can see that this guy is attacking, almost throwing good attacks, the other guy's standing there doing nothing. Or the other guy is attacking just to attack and not stay on his feet because he's afraid to stand up with the other guy, then he gets the penalty. That's a defensive ploy, to keep staying off your feet and attacking. As soon as you grab, just fall down. So you get the penalty. So the referee needs to have more discretion and subjectiveness to call the penalty, not have the table tell him in his ear right away, you gotta, it has to be Shido, he attacked twice and the other guy didn't attack, has to be Shido. Let them have their own discretion, and the mindset will be different, right? I think these are the best referees in the world, and they probably can see what's going on. And unless it's blatant, unless something he's not calling, or he called wrong, the table then says, hey, look, this is whatever. But I know they're trying to do that now, but I feel like the referees don't have much discretion at all. They know that their guy's gonna tell them to call the Shido, so they call him. So that's the referee thing. Leg grabs. I spoke about leg grabs in the last video I did also, and I think leg grabs should be legal, like all around. But if you want to modify the rule, I think you can say, instead of like in wrestling, if they're shooting for a single leg or a double leg, like Marote Gari, if you want to give a Shido for that, fine. But if you have a grip already, if you're gripping, then you do something like in the past when you could pick up, take a Ruma or something, where you pick them up like this, boom, throw them down. These are dynamic, good throws. Kataguruma with the arm, you pick up the leg in between, just whatever it is to get more action, more scores, and it looks good for the viewer. Why not have the leg grabs? If you want to modify it where you have to have a grip first, like a bear hug, right? Like right now, they don't want to have you just come in and go around the body to do anything, which I don't know. I think that should be legal also. But if with the leg grabs, okay, you have to have a grip first. And if you grab the leg after that, it's fine, So I think that would help. That would help look better for the sport, look more throws, more offense. Second thing or third thing, head dives. Head dives, you see too many times that the guy does a beautiful throw, referee calls Ippon, table calls in, says something to his ear, wave off the Ippon, head dive to the guy who threw, Hansukamaki, you're finished. And that looks really bad for the sport. I think the viewers that aren't too familiar with these rules are like, are you kidding me? This guy just slammed that guy and he lost? Why? And it doesn't make sense and didn't look, too dangerous to me. So I think if you modify this rule by saying, look, if you graze your head if you turn your body in the same direction you turn your head in the same direction your body is going, you're in control of your own body. Most of these throws are, you're twisting your body and turning your head, and you're not jamming your head into the ground directly, straight on, where that is dangerous. You can call head dive for that, but usually you're not. So focus more on the other guy getting thrown. If the other guy getting thrown sticks his head out to not hit his back, then that's also penalty, right? That should be penalized. But the guy throwing, like Shohei Ono, he threw with his Uchimata, he would throw all the time, throwing guys. But if you look, he's grazing his head too. But he's in control. He knows, he's just low, but they're beautiful throws. Why take that away from the thrower? So I think there should be some discretion where, as long as they turn their head in the direction their body's going with the throw, don't call it on the guy throwing, the offensive guy. Only focus more on the guy trying to, if he does use his head, to not hit his back. That's the difference. And lastly, Newaza. This isn't really part of a specific rule set, but I think in Newaza, number one, I think they should give enough time. There's a lot of turnovers and submissions that they should give enough time to let the player work it, which they have been getting better. I think they have been getting better. They're giving enough time than they used to a few years ago. Give enough time for the player to work, do mat work. But also, the referees are usually just standing with their suit straight like this and barely looking hard at what's going on. So why not bend down, get really low on your hands and knees, or even on your belly like they do in wrestling, and see, is the lapel under the chin, or is the guy getting choked passing out? A lot of times the guy getting choked is unconscious, and the referee doesn't see it because he's standing like this and not getting a really good view. And even worse, arm bars. If the arm is straight, usually the guy getting arm barred is tapping pretty quickly because he's probably playing a pretty good guy that knows what to do. It doesn't take much to just go like this to injure the guy, to pop the elbow. But if the referee's not on top of it, looking really, really close to, let me see, as soon as he does this a little bit, boom, right away, because otherwise it takes less than a tenth of a second to just do a little bit too long and injure the other guy. So you have to be proactive and look, immediately see, get down, look exactly what's going on, and call the opponent loudly so he doesn't get hurt. There's a guy in my other son's division, 81, Brazilian. He does that a lot. He knows that, he's good at getting the armbar, but then he also knows the referee usually is a little bit late calling Ippon, and he hurts the other guy's arm, and he thinks in his head, I'm sure, well, this guy's out for at least 6 months. I don't have to worry about this guy anymore. And so I don't see why the referee wouldn't get on his hands and knees or stomach and really look close, look in there. You can wrinkle your suit a little bit or get these suits that are, wrinkle free, but I don't know. I don't understand that. It should be able to get down and really look hard at the Newaza. So out of those things, I think that's what, I think hopefully what I just talked about, the few things I just said now, if that was introduced, I feel like that would help the sport for the viewers, and it would just look better. It would help grow the sport because people like to see better judo, bigger throws, submissions, whatever, instead of ending the match on penalties where the better guy not necessarily won because of penalties. And it's confusing to the viewer. It's just not good for the sport. So I think the things that I was focusing on today on this video, these are the things I came up with that I think will help, just for all around, will help judo. And I know we all want more viewers and more people coming into judo. So you might as well make the contest better to see. To the better rule set will help with that. So hopefully this did something, and maybe we'll find out.